You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Ah, yes, 'tis a fine day for fishing. My God. Woo! Go Florida State, baby! It's just a damn flu. Nope. Maybe tomorrow. Man, this pandemic sure is turning into a big deal. Maybe this is the end times.
The massive death tolls shall overfill the reigns and gates of hell itself.
Ah well, back to Overwatch. You bought toilet paper in bulk like I asked you to, right? Oh, cool. Thank you for doing that.
David has probably never stopped to think what a wonderful thing sleep is. In sleep, the muscles of the body are relaxed. It's the most perfect way to relax that we have. Dreams are normal too. Often they're suggested by things around us while we sleep. Dreams don't seem to make much sense, do they? That's because
Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Hold your head up, keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head
Much like the outbreak itself, conspiracy theories linking COVID-19 to the rollout of 5G technology continue to spread globally. This, despite health officials declaring directly that these conspiracy theories are just not true.
Ask yourself this question: what is 5G? It's a superfast network that runs through the air. You know what else goes through the air? Coronavirus. People. Who dies the most anyway? Old people.
5G is the next generation of wireless technology that countries around the world are competing to develop and introduce to the public. The timing of this technology pushed in the last year and the outbreak of the coronavirus in recent months is claiming a connection between the virus and the technology.
Casey was baseball mad, had the fever and had it bad. Just to root for the hometown crew, every school Katie flew. On a Saturday, her young beau called to see if she'd like to go to see a show, but Miss Kate said no. I'll tell you what you can do. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Oh, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Oh, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the whole team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Found a spot where I knew I wouldn't be casting a shadow or any flame, and I would just make sure I kept returning to that spot and snapping 3 times so I would have a discernible amount of
I've always wanted to do that.
I'm going to play fromp.
You mean golf?
Fromp! Frisbee golf, Jerry! Golf with a frisbee! This is going to be my time. Time to taste the fruits and let the juices drip down my chin. I proclaim this the Summer of Gods!
Found a spot where I knew I wouldn't be casting a shadow or in the frame, and I would just make sure I kept returning to that spot and snapping 3 times. So I would have a spot where I would casting a shadow or in the frame, and I would just make sure I kept returning to that spot and snapping 3 times. So I would have a discernible amount of
which is something that could which is something that could be
I've always wanted to do that.
This is going to play fromp. Time to taste
golf?
the fruits and let the juices drip down my chin. Jerry! Golf with a frisbee! The Summer of Gods! This is going to be my time. Time to taste the fruits and let the juices drip down. Hey, Jerry, something I haven't felt for a long time. Right?
found a spot where I knew I wouldn't be casting a shadow or in the frame, and I would make sure I kept returning to that spot, shadow or in the frame, and I would make sure I kept returning to that spot, and I would just make sure I kept returning to that spot a discernible amount of spot where a discernible amount of shadow or in the frame, and I would just make sure I kept returning to that spot and snapping 3 times. So I would have a discernible amount of
Do that.
I'm going to play fromp.
I mean golf. I always wanted to do that.
Frisbee golf, Jerry!
always wanted to do
Golf
that.
with a frisbee! Frisbee golf, Jerry! Time to taste the fruits and let the juices drip down my chin. Time to taste the fruits and let the juices drip down my chin. Taste the fruits and let the juices drip down my chin. Time to taste the fruits and let the juices drip down my chin. I proclaim this the Summer of George!
Take care. Everything's gonna be Interesting. There's a lot more over here.
Ow.
Many have overlooked the keen enjoyment which comes from knowing birds. People commonly believe the more interesting birds are found only in remote places. Yet it is surprising that with a little encouragement, many birds will come to our yards and gardens. The hawthorn tree in their front yard is more than just an attractive tree. It's a place where magnolia warblers stop to feed as they migrate northward in spring. The spruce tree's protective branches provide a homestead for nesting blue jays. In my own yard, a female cardinal feels secure in this spruce tree's foliage. The bright red male and his less colorful mate live here all year round. Although the cardinal was originally a native of our southern states, it has in recent years become more and more common around northern homes. Robins, orioles, and many other birds delight in using our bird baths. And what fun it is watching these birds splash and splatter. A concrete stone fountain is satisfactory, but the birds seem to enjoy a simple, shallow pan of water and come out looking just as clean. Crested flycatchers build soft, feather-lined nests, and curiously enough, they often weave in an old snakeskin. Look closely, and you can see a snakeskin among the feathers. Flycatchers, like cedar waxwings, are poor singers. However, they are vigorous insect catchers and are welcomed by the well-informed gardener. Fidgety little house wrens are tireless in carrying twigs for their nest. This pair has taken up quarters in a bluebird house where the English sparrows can bother them. Houses built especially for wrens should have doorways the size of a 25-cent piece. These are but a few of the many intriguing habits and mannerisms of our birds. With very little effort, much enjoyment is in store for you by learning to identify the many species, by giving attention to your trees and shrubbery, by providing feeding places, homes, and bird baths. In these ways, you can cultivate the friendship of your garden birds.
Mike, I'm scared. He has the meanest look. That dog.
I'd hate to run up on him in the dark or even in the light for that matter.
Thou of primal darkness, thou who dwelleth in the depth of the universe in the black chasms of night. Thou who bestoweth the mother darkness upon thy faithful, to live eternally in her keeping, thou dost make him most blessed forever. And thou who dost curse with eternal burning, thou hast taught us, O Manos, and we have listened. Give ear to our words, O Manos, and hear us. Kill! 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 Manos, God of primal darkness, as thou hast decreed, so have I done. The hands of fate have doomed this man. Thy will is done. Enough! The ceremony is done.
This cut of beef costs little. Pig's liver at 12 cents a pound. And
Equally dependable.
These cows have nothing to do but graze in the sun all day and sap up the health and vitality of the countryside so that it may be passed on in their milk to the people who are cooped up in the cities.
The molten polyesterine is forced into precision molds under great pressure and immediately hardens into the exact shape of the mold. Here we see coasters being packed for shipment. And in a matter of minutes, the line
Die
could be
Replica auf einer der
producing
größten
water tumblers or
Müllhalden der
tomato
Welt
slicers,
samt Plast.
bread boxes or pitchers. It's this rapid adaptability, together with the attractiveness, usefulness, and low cost of the plastic itself, that has made this industry one of the fastest growing in the nation's history.
Organized nursery schools and guides. Naturally, the newcomers looked about with some curiosity. They were in a new area, on land that was raw, untamed, but full of opportunity. Here they would build schools, educate their children, reclaim the desert. Special emphasis was put on the health and care of these American children of Japanese descent.
There are sandwiches and sandwiches.
Chef Gono, would you mind telling us what your favorite dish is when you're eating at home? Hamburger. Camel is America's most popular cigarette.
More people smoke Camels than ever before.
Little chops, onions.
And egg. We've got a definition.
And seasoning.
With ease. A simple word. A cinch to get 6 letters. My favorite cigarette. Camel.
Yeah.
Camel.
Very
More people smoke Camels than ever before.
Magnifique and extraordinaire.
The sandwich is practically an American institution. It is a basic essential for lunch boxes, parties, and picnics.
than 3.5 million people worldwide have been confirmed to have the virus. The U.S. makes up about a third of that number with over 1.16 million.
Protests erupting coast to coast with calls to end stay-at-home orders. Thousands lining the streets of Wisconsin, rallying cries from Washington to Colorado to Maryland.
Fired up protesters converging on downtown Huntington Beach today, holding up signs proclaiming social distancing equals communism and COVID-19 is a lie.
Hundreds of people crowded in front of the governor's residence in Indiana.
Who has the right to tell me I can't get a haircut? I can't go here, I can't go there.
It's really messing up with my spring break.
I'm not real worried about it because we're on the sand and it's an open area. There's not a lot of doorknobs and not a lot of things you can touch.
If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
Virus feeds on fear. I don't have fear, I have faith.
I'm not scared of this virus. When it's my time, it's my time.
Last month has been completely chaotic. Since this whole pandemic took place, we've been working nonstop, overnight, mornings. We have a roster like over 100 people.
We're the last first responders. And being the last first responders means that you often get sort of the last pick of everything. So we're the last people to get access to personal protective equipment. We're the last people to get access to, records and things like that.
I usually have special blankets so they don't end up in bags like this, because nothing sucks worse than that.
Fear is the real virus.
People are dying.
COVID-19 is a lie.
I have people I care about. I'm doing my part to keep them safe.
More people die from car accidents, from cigarettes, and drowning in swimming pools.
This has changed our lives forever.
The coronavirus is the common cold.
Please stay home. If you don't, the healthcare system will collapse.
But it's really messing with my spring break.
It takes 3 hours to move a patient around. The sanitizing process takes time that we don't have.
We're not really worried about it because we're in the sand. It's an open area, not a lot of doorknobs.
Don't believe everything people say.
good to see you. You know, let's talk about these projections. There was a draft that came out of Johns Hopkins. Let's talk about these projections. There was the author of that draft said revising its projected death toll to 130,000. Let's talk about these projections. There was a 70,000 a couple of days ago. So the trend is obviously in one direction. What do you make of projections?
Well, look, we still have a high level of infection in this country. We've reached a healthcare system from becoming overwhelmed, and they work to do that. The hospitals never really became overrun. Not going to end transmission of this virus, but we did think that we'd be at lower levels at this point when we started to contemplate reopening and start to creep back up again.
240,000. Then a few weeks later, members of the administration these projections. Now we're seeing projections go way back up again. So I mean, what's the bottom line? Did social distance? We're seeing projections go way back up again. So I mean, what's the bottom line? Did social distance?
O holy fountain, show us your tongue. Allow us to cleanse our sinful hands in your purifying water. Renew us for the next life. Take on our human impurities and blemishes. And dispose of the filth in the abyss. O fountain, grant us resource, a symbol of our new covenant. O fountain, grant us your mercy and our wishes.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
The year is 1946. The friendship between Communist Russia and the United States has never been stronger. Together, our scientists work tirelessly to forces of evil. The Civil Defense Department alerts the public of a new threat, rearing its ugly head in the wake of Hitler's fallen army of Nazis. Uranium Man. With the strength of 1,000 nuclear warheads. As his power grows, our boys in the lab struggle to design a weapon powerful enough to stop this mighty foe. The Russian-American coalition of scientists believes they have created a warhead as powerful as 10 atom bombs. They name their weapon the super bomb. This weapon could give humanity a fighting chance against the towering Uranium Man. But first they must test it. The coalition prepares to detonate the bomb at the test site, but something is wrong. One of them has been left behind. Dr. Nicole Richards is still hard at work. She does not realize that the super bomb is about to detonate. The coalition realizes their mistake too late. Dr. Nicole Richards is at the heart of the massive explosion. The coalition weeps for Dr. Nicole Richards. But suddenly, from the thick black smoke, Dr. Richards emerges. She is alive. And what's more, she has absorbed the strength of the super atom bomb. Nicole Richards is reborn as Atomica.
I feel stronger than ever before. My name is Atomica. All evil cowers before my might. With one blow, I can deliver the force of 100 atom bombs.
I can feel you, Atomica. I can feel you, Atomica. As if I have known you for all of eternity. You are my enemy. You may be strong, but I am far, far stronger than you could ever imagine. I will wait for you, Atomica. And when we meet, I will destroy you, and then I will ravage the rest of this godless planet.
My dad came here as a teen, only back then it was located in Stockton. This is where it was when I was growing up. After I left town, it moved here, and then here. All these places I think of as the Lodi comic book grapevine. I'm visiting my hometown and thought I'd look up an old friend. Maybe the familiarity of this place will help. Even though I've never been here before. We were both homeschooled and walked here all the time. Best friends. Maybe each other's only friends for a while. I'll call him Lodi until I get permission to use his name. On his Facebook are a receding tide of birthday wishes. Comments by his brothers like, hey, we were hanging out and talking and we missed you. I wonder, is he in trouble? Does anybody know where Lodi is? Hey man, do you have any time to talk this week? I haven't heard from Lodi, so I'm waiting until it's late enough to text his brothers. I grew up off this street, so did Lodi, right here. If you had asked me back then, I'd guess it took 5 minutes to walk to his house, although today I know it's more like half an hour. I'd step right into his house without knocking, and his dad would tell me that he'd walk to my house. He was probably talking to my family. We'd have passed on this street years before cell phones. The General Mills factory. The town smelled like honey and grain growing up. It's only been closed a few years. This is where Lodi and I went to middle school, across the street from this cemetery. A lot has changed. The middle school lives here now. I had science classes in the building on the right. On the left was the auditorium, where my sister and Lodi and I would go to school dances. Here, my first girlfriend wore a big milk carton for musical drama. Weeks after starting school, I was marched to this office to discuss expulsion with the principal and the police because teachers and students were scared by things that I said. I felt very lucky to have Lodi as my friend back then. I talked to another friend of ours while I was here, who said he remembered Lodi. He mentioned the last time he saw him was at a gas station. Funny, that's the last place I saw Lodi. 8 years ago. I remember I slumped down in my seat and hoped he didn't see me. I was busy, and the last few times I'd seen him, things had been kind of weird. I just figured I'd write him on Facebook sometime. So one of his brothers got back to me. He says, there's a lot of information in the newspaper and on the police website, but I guess he gets out of jail in about 15 months. He says identity theft and problem with drugs. I said that could happen to anyone. And I asked, do you ever see him? Is he the same guy? He says he's the same when he's not using. It's sad when he's obviously on something, though. When someone starts doing hard drugs like he has, their mental state is usually stunted. His words. And, I said, I guess I've known people like that. And just asked him to pass along my best. Asked him for an address. He was able to give me an address from his dad. I told him to give the dad my number. It might be kind of cool to catch up. I don't remember him being that sentimental, so that would be cool too. And it'll be cool to write my friend. So I know someone's thinking about him. I guess it's kind of a lot to ask that someone or that a place stay the same.
I always knew I wanted to be a mother, but I was always careful not to. Negligent partners and faulty condoms, Plan B, my lifesaver, my choice. My first pregnancy was no accident. The accident was my partner. I met a man running a business in need of help, and I took it upon myself to be that help. After I was pregnant, he took it upon himself to become my abuser. What a young mother, the gray-haired ladies would say to me between patting my belly. Their eyes weighted in mixed emotions. Young mother. I was 26 when I became a mother in September. A year later, I decided between my life or my autonomy to be a good mother. Upon separation, family law uses a mediator to negotiate terms of custody. In a private session, he asked me what my plan was. I said school. Finishing school. Well, who would watch your baby while you're in class? That's the easiest way to lose that time to the one you claim is an abuser. And if your claims are genuine, you would never do something like that, now would you? I did not, a single mother, go back to school. The courts ordered shared custody anyway. It hasn't been easy. I later married and became a stepmother, a stay-at-home mother, and a foster mother, which meant sometimes shopping with 4 or more kids on a mission. My mission, not being there. Their mission, making sure they were seen and heard. Any mother's personal hell. Everyone has a fucking opinion, but what a young mother was most often what they said. At 31 years old, I could not protect those kids from the said or unsaid judgment, stereotypes. Person of color mother with all those kids. Welfare mother. Those government bucks were the meager parting gift these children received for being removed from their origin homes forever. When the abuser began to threaten to take our children away, I gave up foster mom. They were no longer safe with us. We had to arrange for our forever foster to be readopted. I grieved the grand loss of a child by retreating into everything, Mom. I volunteered at school, attempted PTA. I did useless craft projects and scheduled part-time picnics with cute little DIY organic snacks. I eventually found a job that hosted family gatherings and mommed harder for bucks in my apron strings. I started becoming certified in all things related. I rabbit-holed back into education, liberal arts with an emphasis in humanities and communication, sociology, general studies, film, more trainings, more certificates, more degrees. I ran for office, I wrote grants, I got a career. This is me finishing school. Of course my kids come first. Does that mean I am just a mom? I am also a student. I am also essential personnel. Oh yeah, and I'm also a wife. But we don't talk about that. It's oversharing. It's not related to the issue at hand. It's not relevant to why we are sitting here today, says the mediator, says the lawyers, says the judges, says family law. It's been 11 years since I became a mother. Can't we talk about all the things in between? Look at all I've done. Look at how much I've grown. Look at our thoughtful origin home. In the courtroom, I will never look my age next to my abuser, who is aging rapidly from his own self-abuse. I am being called a lying mother again, a bad mother again. I should be in jail, he says, lock her up, over and over again. Louder than me, older than me, whiter than me. Young mother forever. Repeat the last 10 years over the next 8. Because I am still fighting to be recognized as autonomous mother, all while filling the space in between with anything but mother, bound by the social constructs that not feeling 100% mother means I am an unwell mother, possibly even late-term postpartum depression mother. Sounds like you would benefit from pharmaceutical medication so you can focus on being a young mother, says the same shit mediator just last year. What a young mother. I am 38, being patted on the head by my own mother's face. A smiling grimace across her mouth that reflects generations of losing. A stiffness across her brow. With all seriousness, her eyes say to me like a forehead kiss, "That is all there is."
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him two lips like roses and clover. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sandman, I'm so alone. Don't have nobody to call my own. Please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him the word that I'm not a rover. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sandman, I'm so alone. Don't have nobody to call my own. Please turn on your magic beam. Oh, Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
those, eh? Huh. But maybe it's true. Remember what Bill did yesterday. He was sitting right there. I guess he thought no one was looking when he took Jean's notebook. Was he cheating? Probably. And that's a childish thing to do. That's a child's way out. Then there was Phyllis the other day. She seemed to be worrying about something, and when Miss Black called on her, and she wasn't ready with an answer, why, you'd have thought it was something terrible that had happened. She almost cried. Just like a little girl. Why don't we act our age? I'm going to talk to Mr. Edmonds again. After school tomorrow.
I've given it a lot of thought, and, well, I'm not the only one, Mr. Edmonds. Everyone seems to act childish sometimes, but I don't understand just why.
Well, it's partly because of the way we grow up. Your body's growing up now, Jim. You're growing much taller these years, but it may be some years more before your shoulders really broaden out and you become fully grown. Growing up emotionally is much the same. Different parts of our personalities grow at different rates. Some of us never grow up entirely.
How old are you? Wouldn't you like to try rating yourself on a sheet like this?
There's so much time. There's so much time I keep hearing. If I've learned anything, time is fluid. During a plank, 30 seconds is everlasting. When sleeping, time escapes me. There is no way to completely master time. Well, except in film. I enjoy how in film you can play with time in a physical sense for other people to have a sense of interpretation. Creation for interpretation. Physical medium demonstrated by creation for interpretation. Masters, players of God of reality. Film always has the concept of film within itself. Cinema purity so. Books do this too though. Have you ever read The Book Thief? So anyways, why do I stress about wasting time? Why is time a worry with no sense of production? Why do we share so much information, but then also a loss of patience? Attention spans. There's so much time. There's so much time I keep hearing. There's so much time. There's so much time I keep hearing. If I've learned anything, time is fluid. During a plank, 30 seconds is everlasting. When sleeping, time escapes me. There is no way to completely master time. Well, except in film. I enjoy how in film you can play with time in a physical sense for other people to have a sense of interpretation. Creation for interpretation. There's so much physical medium demonstrated. If I've learned anything, time is fluid. Master playing players 30 seconds is everlasting. When sleeping, film always has the concept of film within itself. There is no way to completely master time. Books do this too, though. Have you accepted a film? I enjoy things. Why do I stress about wasting physical sense for other people? Why is time a worry with no sense of creation? Why do we share so much information, but physical medium demonstrated by creation for interpretation? There's masters, players of God. There's so much time I keep hearing. Film always has the concept of film within itself. Cinema purity so. There's so much. Books do this too, though. There's so much time I keep hearing. If I've learned anything, why do I stress about wasting time? During a plank, why is time a word everlasting production? When sleeping, time escapes. Why do we share so much information? There is no way to completely master time. Attention spans. Well, except in there's so much time. I enjoy how in film you can play with time in a physical sense for other people to have a sense of interpretation. So much time. Creation. So much time I keep hearing. So much physical medium. There's so much time by creation for interpretation. Masters, players of God of reality. There's so much time I keep hearing. Film always has the concept of film. There's so much time I keep hearing. Cinema purity so. There's so much time. Books do this too, though. Have you ever read The Book Thief? There's so much time. There's so much time I keep hearing. If anyways, why do I stress about wasting time? Why is time a worry with no sense of production? Why do we share so much information, but then also a loss of patience? Attention spans. There's so much time. There's so much time I keep hearing. Of interpretation. Creation for interpretation. Physical medium demonstrated by creation. So much time. There's so much time I keep hearing. So much time. There's so much time I keep hearing. Concept of film within itself. So much time. There's so much time I keep hearing. So much time. There's so much time I keep hearing. So much time. There's so much time I keep hearing. A worry with no sense of production. Why do we share so much information, but then also a loss of patience? Attention spans. There's so much time. There's so much time I keep hearing.
There will never be need to use these devastating missiles, the ultimate weapons in war, a war in which nobody wins. But the communist threat to world peace compels us to be on guard, keep our powder dry, and be ready with the forces and the weapons to counter any aggression, effectively and conclusively. Our Army, our Air Force, our Navy and Marine Corps all play a vital and mutually supporting role in the complex business of world military supremacy. From 30 caliber rifles to mighty missiles, today's Army weapons can blanket the battlefield. Bombs of all types are stockpiled.
сказали, это с расстояния 70 километров.
Welcome to Shelbi's Virtual Gallery, a digital experience for all species.
Into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Are sold by the can or as cigarettes, costing from 50 cents to $1 apiece.
But no matter whether it's a hot dog at the county fair,
just like a girl. Always thinking about new clothes, new clothes, new clothes. Well, you don't have to new dress. You always look good. Know how look.
What do you mean that? Know how?
It's what we fellas like a girl to have.
evening, without lusting the lustiest animals.
Depending on it, most of us know next to nothing about how it works or how it fails to work. Somewhere between the space technology and the diabolical machines of the silent movies. There are no space shuttles in that world. No.
it is that our advanced and advancing technology can be, presenting new and exciting possibilities which can be of enormous benefit to man. But along with these possibilities come new dangers, new responsibilities. Today it is vital to learn enough about these new dangers to be able to make a reasonable action decision. When we are confronted with them. Action decision. When we are confronted with them.
Poultry business is full income of over $3 billion from the sale of poultry and represents more than 14% of the total national farm income derived from animal products. Not so long ago, chickens lived on a few handfuls of grain, table scraps, and whatever else they could scratch from the ground. Today, commercial mixed feeds are scientifically compounded, completely mixed, uniform, promoting through improved growth and production labor required in mixing feeds on the farm. And breeders supply the excellent stock which has brought our chickens to their present high state of development. We've learned that we can't take out of a bird what has not been bred and fed into it. But between the initial start with fine stock and growth through scientific feeding to the final delivery of a marketable bird at a good profit stands the most important single element in the successful poultry business. Management means wise management, backed by a vast amount of information available to the poultrymen of today. There are certain essentials which good management provides. It is considered good practice to allow 1 square foot per bird to avoid from contamination and clean water readily available on raised screen platforms to keep the floor and litter dry.
Here he comes, sir, he's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone. He's gaining on you, so you better look alive. He's busy revving up the powerful Mach 5. And when the odds are against him and there's dangerous work to do, bet your life's eraser, see it through. Go speed racer, go speed racer, go speed racer, go! He's off and flying as he guns a car around the track, but never coming back. Adventure's waiting just ahead. Go speed racer, go speed racer, go speed racer, go!
Black leather favored by Mike, the motorcyclist, for protection at speed. Fashions come and go, but heads are here to stay. Get into the right gear. Always wear a safety helmet. Off the bike!
But baby, if it's costing money, I wonder what it'll cost. Who's a pain?
Marijuana is both smuggled across and grown within our borders. The leaves and flowering tops of the plant, ground to the consistency of pipe tobacco, are sold by the can or as cigarettes, costing from 50 cents to $1 apiece.
Very moment, as you watch these light rays striking the magnified eye, similar tiny beams of light are entering your own eyes. And it's by our eyes that we are able to gain a great part of our knowledge. Nature has located the eye close to the brain, so that its messages may arrive.
Nature has also provided ample protection.
May have his own individual preference, but no matter whether it's a hot...
Oh, just like a girl. Always thinking about new clothes, new clothes. Well, you don't have to have a new dress. You always look good. Know how look. It's what we fellas like a girl to have.
Cavemen, and outlusting the lustiest of animals.
And you have it, plus. It's sort of like... Oh, look out of the window there, quick. Now there's just the opposite of what I mean by the know-how look.
He's such a show-off. He's a loudmouth clown.
Once, I looked like that myself. Grimy shoes.
Off the bike.
unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Ah, yes, 'tis a fine day for fishing. My God. Woo! Go Florida State, baby! It's just a damn flu. Nope. Maybe tomorrow. Man, this pandemic sure is turning into a big deal. Maybe this is the end times.
The massive death tolls shall overfill the reigns and gates of hell itself.
Ah well, back to Overwatch. You bought toilet paper in bulk like I asked you to, right? Oh, cool. Thank you for doing that.
David has probably never stopped to think what a wonderful thing sleep is. In sleep, the muscles of the body are relaxed. It's the most perfect way to relax that we have. Dreams are normal too. Often they're suggested by things around us while we sleep. Dreams don't seem to make much sense, do they? That's because...